Hi there everyone, my name's Wayne, I'm the Armchair Red and welcome to my channel. So after a truly woeful week for Liverpool, we come up to another Armchair challenge and we will be looking at game week 34 this week. But before we jump into game week 34, let's have a look back at what happened in game week 33. So I had a very slender lead over the Armchair community by 1 point. I was leading 43 points to 42. And if you remember, my challenger last week for game week 33 was Lucian Williams. Lucian had given me a proper hiding earlier in the season, and I invited him back to see if I could exact a little bit of revenge. And I seem to be on a bit of a roll at the moment. I had a great week. I ended up winning game week 33, 7 points to 3. Lucian had three correct results. And I ended up getting 5 correct results and 2 correct scorelines. So the overall standings at the moment, I've now managed to build up a nice 5-point lead. I'm sitting on 50 points, the Armchair community sitting on 45 points. So I've pulled a little bit of my own little Istanbul because I was so far behind. Now I'm ahead, so I'm quite chuffed about that. Going into game week 34, we have predictions from, I don't have a surname here, but Lauren sent in some predictions. Lauren is a Liverpool supporter from Cape Town, South Africa. And Lauren basically told me that, well, look, she's been a bit disappointed in the guys' performance over the last few weeks. And she would like to step in and try and rectify things for the community. So, Lauren, thank you for your predictions. It is very much appreciated. And I can see this week's going to be tough. We only have 7 games this week because of the FA Cup semi-finals that are taking place this weekend. But let's jump into it and let's see what Lauren can do to remedy the situation for the community. So the first game for the weekend, Luton up against Brentford. So Lauren's gone 1-1 in the scoreline. And basically what she's saying is Luton are good at home and Brentford are good for a goal. So that's why she's gone for a 1-1 prediction. So I agree. Luton are good at home. I believe, however, that with Brentford's attacking power up front, Ivan Toney, Mbuemo, Wisa, I think they are good for more than 1 goal. And I think I'm looking at a 2-1 scoreline in this game for Brentford, as good as Luton are at home, I think Brentford might just have too much firepower for them. So I'm going for a 2-1 scoreline in the to Brentford in the Luton-Brentford tie. Next game up, bottom of the table clash, Sheffield United versus Burnley. Lauren's gone for a 2-1 away win here for Burnley. She says basically Burnley are slightly less crap than Sheffield. So a pretty good way of putting it, I would imagine. I've been saying that the whole season. These are the 2 worst teams in the league. But if there's ever the definition of a 6-pointer in the Premier League, this is it. Sheffield currently 20th in the league, Burnley currently 19th. The problem I see, however, is I think they're going to cancel each other out. I think I'm going for a 1-1 scoreline in this game. Although it is a 6-pointer, I don't think any of these teams are going to get any form of advantage in this game in terms of turning each other over. So I think this might just be the game that dooms both of these clubs to relegation. So I'm going for a 1-1 scoreline in that game. Next game up for the weekend, Wolves versus Arsenal, the last game on Saturday. Lauren's gone with a 2-0 scoreline here to Arsenal. She says Arsenal have to bounce back after their performance against Villa last week. And Wolves currently have lots of injuries. So very good reasoning over there. In my video where I did the final 10-game run-in, when I was predicting the results for the last 10 games, I actually had Arsenal dropping points in this game. And running into this weekend, I still had Arsenal dropping points. The problem, however, is I think Wolves just have too many injuries at the moment. Cunha was back last week. He was back in the goals, but he's injured again. And without Cunha up front for Wolves, I just don't know where the goals are going to come from. So as much as I would like to say Arsenal are going to drop points in this game, based on the injury situation with Wolves at the moment, unfortunately, I have to go for an Arsenal win. So I've gone for a 2-1 Arsenal win here. I would like them to have drawn in this game. I would like them to drop some more points. I thought this was a potential banana skin, but I'm afraid the injury curse has hit Wolves, and I just don't think they're going to be good enough for anything in this game. Next game up for the weekend, Everton versus Nottingham Forest. So Lauren's gone with a 1-1 scoreline in this game. She says Everton are good for a goal, but Nottingham Forest have been on a very good run of late. So a 1-1 scoreline for Lauren. This to me is also a bit of a 6-pointer. Both teams have had points deductions this season so far. Some of them are under appeal at the moment, so we don't really know what the outcome is at the moment. Everton are currently 16th in the table, Nottingham Forest 17th. But that is a little bit misleading because they are only 2 points above the relegation zone. So I agree Everton are better at home. But my feeling is in this particular game, I think Nottingham Forest are going to have too much firepower for them. I think they definitely have more options up front in terms of getting goals than Everton currently have. So I'm going for a 2-1 scoreline to Nottingham Forest here. I think they're going to go above Everton in the table, and I think this could be the start of trouble ahead for Everton, because if they don't get anything out of this game with the run-in that they have, there could be relegation on the cards here if their appeals don't come through. Next game up for the weekend, we have Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. Two exciting teams at the moment. Lauren's gone with a 2-1 win to Aston Villa here. She says Villa at home, you can't bet against them. So I tend to agree with that. Villa are currently in 4th place, so they have that Champions League position. They're 3 points ahead of Spurs, but Spurs do have that game in hand. So this is a must-win for Aston Villa if they want to maintain their charge for the Champions League positions, or the last Champions League position. And it will be the last one now, because I don't think England are going to get that 5th Champions League spot for Champions League next season. So, like I said, Lauren's gone for a 2-1 win. I'm going to go 3-2 to Villa in this game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I know Bournemouth have got some goals in them, and they're a pretty decent team. So I'm seeing lots of goals in this game. Villa were a little poor against Lille during midweek, but they managed to pull through in the Conference League. There might be some weary legs on the field, but I do think Aston Villa up front might just have too much firepower for Bournemouth. So I'm going 3-2 to Aston Villa in that game. Next game up, Crystal Palace versus West Ham, a bit of a London derby. Lauren's gone 3-1 Crystal Palace in this game. She says Palace are going to have confidence after their win against Liverpool last week, and she says West Ham are going to be a bit leggy because they played midweek. And it was a tough fixture against Leverkusen. So she's gone 3-1 in the scoreline. I was tempted to go with the Crystal Palace winning this game purely because of exactly the same reasons, to be honest with you. I just think, I don't think anyone gave West Ham any chance midweek anyway against Bayer Leverkusen. And I do think Palace's win against Liverpool, although it was a win, it was a bit of a fluky win. But the confidence will be there. They are playing at home. But I just don't see anything separating these two teams. If Ward-Prowse is going to continue whipping in his crosses and providing the assists, there's definitely goals in West Ham. So I'm going for a 2-2 scoreline in this game. I reckon this game's going to be a draw. They're going to cancel each other out. So yeah, nice differential there. And then the final game of the weekend for game week 34 was the big one for us Liverpool supporters. Liverpool, like I said, have had an absolutely woeful week. We lost to Crystal Palace last weekend, a bit of a shock loss. I had that banked as 3 points. Then we ended up, although we went to Atalanta and won during midweek, I thought we played really poor. We were clueless in the second half. I lost count of the amount of times we played the ball back to Alisson. It was almost as if we were playing out for a win, even though we were 3-1 down on aggregate. So Liverpool need to win this game. There's no negotiation. There's no what-ifs. This has to be 3 points. So Lauren has gone for the 3 points in this game. She says Liverpool are going to win 1-0. She says Liverpool are wobbling at the moment, and Craven Cottage is not an easy place to go to, but she still thinks they're going to sneak that goal and get the win. I can't disagree with that at all. I think it's going to be a really, really tricky game for Liverpool. We're not firing up front at the moment, which is a massive concern when you look at the caliber of players we have there. Our midfield was played through too easily during the midweek. There didn't seem to be any ambition from Liverpool. That needs to change in this game. We have to get the 3 points in this game. It's non-negotiable. If you want to stay in the race, we have to win. If we drop points in this game, the Premier League's gone. City are already ahead. The destiny's in their own hands. We don't want to give them any more ammunition to be able to just stroll to the title. So I've gone for a 2-1 scoreline in this game. I think Fulham will get a goal at home. I'm just hoping Liverpool get one more. Very interesting games this week. A lot of action happening at the bottom of the table. And very relevant action because there's a lot of teams that are in similar positions that are playing each other. So this could be moving weekend at the bottom of the table when you look at the league. At the top of the table, for Arsenal and Liverpool to stay in the title race, they have to win. We've both gone for wins for Arsenal. We've both gone for wins for Liverpool in terms of the challenge this week. So non-negotiable for both teams really. Both have to get the 3 points. I'm hoping Liverpool have a bit of a bounce back. We can't continue on this terrible run we are at the moment. I'm just hoping that the whole Klopp effect is not wearing off now with it being his final season. We have won a lot of games this season purely on emotion, I think. And I just hope that emotion pulls through in this game. Craven Cottage is not an easy place to go to. Man City still have to go to Craven Cottage in their run-in as well. So if we can grab the 3 points and hope Fulham do us a favour further along the line, that'll be the ideal scenario. So guys, that's everything from me this week. That's game week 34. If you want to submit predictions, please, there will be an email in the description of the video. Otherwise, armchairredtv@gmail.com. Pop your predictions through. I'll be doing another predictions video tomorrow evening for the midweek games. I'm traveling next week, unfortunately, so I will not be able to do the big watch-along I wanted to do for the Everton game. But we hold thumbs for that game as well, but we need to get past Fulham first. So guys, let me know your thoughts on the predictions. Are Liverpool going to bag the 3 points this week? And if you like what you've heard, do me a favor. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We're on 60 subscribers at the moment, so I'm really chuffed about that. My next target is 65. It'll be great if I could get a few more subscriptions. Remember, it doesn't cost anyone anything. You literally just have to hit that subscribe button. So guys, that's everything from me this week. You must please all look after yourselves. Armchair Red, out.